So together, let's embark on this exciting path toward the financial empowerment, personal growth, and a healthier tomorrow. And thank you for being part of this journey. You guys are making your presence and making a difference today. Let's make today truly impactful. So let's just get started. I welcome Dr. Sunny on the podium.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, anywhere you are around the globe. This is a global platform where we promote two things principally. One of those is all about health and wellness. And the other one is all about freedom. Freedom from what? Well, this is what we're going to be demonstrating to you. Then after this, we're going to have an inspirational speaker. Right? I don't believe we have motivational speaker, but I believe in inspirational speaker. We're going to inspire many of us here on this particular platform how we can promote and do the thing that we love to do, having the freedom. Currently, I am in a different part of the globe and I'm working with you. A few months ago, I was in India. A few months ago, I was in Madagascar, in Dubai, in the Dominican Republic, and Dubai, in different parts of the globe. Yeah, freedom from what? Poverty. A lot of people are poor. 95% of people around the globe live in a treadmill, on a treadmill of poverty. So we're now asking, can we help you to come out of that particular 2025, this time next week, you are in 2025. Some of us are doing the job that we hate to do, but we're doing it because we have no choice. We need to pay our bills. But our platform is saying, can you do, will you do the things that you love, that gives you the freedom to do and go and perform anything that you want to perform? What do we actually do at School of Bio-Natural Medicine? Well, this institution was established back 10 years ago when I took my son to the clinic in London. And my son, I was there with him for about 10 hours plus waiting in the hospital. And that's when this initiative was started, was inaugurated about 14 years ago almost. And now it's all about having the technology that promote integrative health and wellness through the power of technology. Yes, technology is our mainstay of activity. And we develop an indicative technology that can scan a client from any part of the globe. The doctor could be based in Calcutta, and the patient is based in Nairobi, and they're able to communicate just with a simple technological tools. And this technology is known as BIPI technology, which has the ability to be able to scan, and you can see your whole body in a mirror, regardless of the geographical distance between the patient and the healthcare professional. That's what we do at School of Bio-Natural Medicine. BIPI is a technology that enables comprehensive full body scan using advanced quantum analysis technologies. Provide detailed health assessment for personalized and targeted control. Yes, this is all about. This is the right time that we're giving the doctors the right and necessary tools for them to be able to do their work. No longer doctor experiencing burnout or being overworked. They can work from anywhere they are around the globe. And the technology is also designed, or our platform is also designed to have you equipped so that you can run your own business, if you wish, within the healthcare and wellness environment. Every Wednesday, we present issue relating to Know Your Body program. Different activities, different parts of the body, different organ we explore. And that gives people a lot of insight, a lot of education in terms of what, how, and why their body function the way it does. You have a lot of our doctors who are coming on to help you and your loved one to see how you can look after your whole body. That's what we do every single Wednesday, 52 weeks of the year. It doesn't matter whether it is rainy or shiny. It doesn't matter whether it's a Christmas day. It doesn't matter whether it's an Eid festival. Every single day. Christmas Day, we're going to be open 7 p.m. UK time. Why? Because your body functions 365 days a week plus if there's a leap year. Can you imagine that? So it is on Monday after your turkey, after you finish eating and you're relaxing with family, you can just switch on your Wi-Fi or your Zoom and you listen to next week's presentation, where we'll be discussing issues relating to different autoimmune diseases, medical condition. People are suffering. 99% of people globally are suffering from different one medical condition or the other. And we have doctors fully equipped with a clinic based in London, but spread out all over the world, right? Called the Bio Natural Medicine Clinics that will roll out from 2025. And you can be part of this. You can take a franchise of this. And this is where the business idea actually comes in. Why don't you have your own business? Why working for somebody else when you can work with somebody? And we also have a lot of professional experts like business coach, and that's why we have Chris today, who will be giving us those nuggets in terms of how you set up your own business and how you manage it. Somebody might ask, and in fact, I think it was Mrs. Akintola who asked me earlier. He said, what has health and wellness organization got to do with business? What has it got to do with entrepreneurship? Well, there's so many linkages, there's so many correlation between the two. And the correlation is this: both of them are necessity of what we need to live. If you ask me, what do people really need to survive, to live? Only two things that people need to live. You know what they are? Number one is your health. It's a necessity. And what's the second thing that you think we humans need for us to live, for us to survive? Money. We need money. Nobody survives without money. No one. We all need to live by having a cash flow and by having a health. On the health side, we teach, we educate you how to look after your body. On the financial side, we teach, we educate you how to be free from the shackles of poverty, ignorance. Yet we realize that a lot of people are running up and down. And guess what? It's a festive season. They are preparing. A lot of them are burning the money that they don't even have, buying the gift that people will not even appreciate or they don't even need in their lifetime. But here, some of you are actually listening into what is actually taking place right now. Isn't that amazing? And today, you will go away with one or two nuggets that will transform your life for good. And next Wednesday, which is going to be 2025, you're going to even receive a lot of more compelling reason why you should be part of this particular program. How we can help you to set up your own business. But let's go back to the freedom. Freedom from what? Let's share with you one or two things before we invite in our guest speaker for today. Yeah, it's all about freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom from what? Poverty, ignorance, debts, working from a fixed location, financial challenges. Would you not say that these are really areas where people are suffering from? Would you not agree? Yeah, we live in Britain, we live in England, where we're supposed to live in a very advanced country. Yes, very advanced. We have a lot of privileges. We have a lot of benefits that many people do not receive from different parts of the globe. Still, poverty is the order of the day. Would you really know, according to the National Office of Statistics, over 50% of we that live in Britain, we live below poverty lines. Average salary a year, some say 25,000, some say 35. If you make it 40, which a lot of people don't even earn until they reach the end of their lives, £40,000. And they have to work for 40 years with £40,000 and they end up being broke. We have nothing against somebody working 9 to 5. But what we do have something against is, why would you have to live under the breadline of poverty? Why do you even need to live and stay in the same compartment with poverty? I was listening to a research, I think on Sky News, that anybody in Britain who earns £45,000 cannot even rent a room, let alone renting a flat. In London. In London, we're talking about here. Yeah, you might be able to live outside London, but within that geographical zone called London, where you have about 8 million people that live in their home, things are so expensive. But what we're saying, why do you have to why do you have to curtain the level of your income? Why do you have to have an upper ceiling of the level of your income? Why don't we have you educated so that you can earn as much money as you want, but with very minimum capital, with very minimum effort of your own business? Is that something you would cherish? Running your own business in the comfort of your own home or any location for that matter? That's what we're all about. And when you look into the next slides of this particular presentation, look at what it's actually saying here, that the entire future belongs to the entrepreneurs, those who create jobs, not job seekers. If you're seeking a job, great. But we're saying you can actually have something on the side, if not your main job. But we're not teaching you to carry on so many products. You have no product to sell. You have even nothing to buy. What do you actually have? Well, this is what we're giving you two things, which I call the balanced scorecard. Number one, we educate you with over 40 courses of how to run your own business in a year. Over 40. And you get a lot of guest speaker coming in, giving you a lot of motivational stuff. If you want to engage in any product, either in healthcare or any other product in property, any other idea that you may want to develop and run it as a business, this is a platform for you. You have people with over 1,000 experiences in entrepreneurship, not just what we teach at the university, but what we practice, functional entrepreneurship in real sense, in real life. where you can set up your business today and make a living out of that. A platform that provides you access to medical team, health and wellness professional throughout your lifetime. Anywhere you are in the world, we have solutions to any medical condition that you may have. And perfect and excellent financial reward. These are some of the things that we offer on our entrepreneurship program.
Okay, I guess there's some issue with Dr. Sunny's video. Until then, I can play the BIP scan, so have a look at it.
Can you all hear me?
Introducing an unmatched innovation from the School of Bionatural Medicine, the BP technology. This development redefines the landscape of patient imaging. The BP technology opens a new frontier in patient imaging by infusing the precision of advanced quantum technology into the heart of healthcare. It's not just an imaging tool. It's a comprehensive health assessment solution designed to bridge the distance between patients and advanced care. Imagine the ability to undergo a detailed full-body scan without leaving the comfort of your home. BP makes this a reality, offering a non-invasive remote scanning service that meticulously analyzes 130 organs, delving into the very fabric of your being. From the vitality of your cells to the robustness of your bones and the integrity of your chromosomes. But BP's innovation doesn't stop at its remote capabilities or its breadth of analysis. This technology is a testament to the School of Bionatural Medicine's commitment to personalized healthcare. Each scan is not just a snapshot of your current health. It's a gateway to a tailored health and wellness plan, designed to preemptively address potential health issues and optimize your well-being. With BP, healthcare is not just reactive. It's predictive, it's preventative, and it's personalized. It's about empowering patients with knowledge and insights that were previously beyond reach, opening up a world where health decisions are informed, precise, and proactive. In embracing the BP technology, we're not just adopting a new tool, we're welcoming a new era. An era where the complexities of the human body are no longer mysteries, but open books, where distance and accessibility to new age healthcare are no longer barriers. The School of Bionatural Medicine is proud to be at the forefront of this revolution, bringing the future of healthcare into the present. Welcome to the era of BP technology, where every scan brings us closer to a world of unparalleled health and well-being.
Isn't that amazing? Where we can have the ability with the aid of technology to be able to scan your whole body, regardless of your location, your distance from the medical center. You do not have to physically go to a particular location to seek help from medical professionals. Isn't that incredible? And we also have product as well. And one of these are signature product, a product that can deal with every single part of your whole body, that can work with your cells, what we call the molecular adjuster of a whole system. This is called the ASEA redox signaling molecule. This particular product is one of its first kind that was built, or that have been built over a period of 10 years, to see how scientists have been able to mimic a whole body molecule so that our cells can be rejuvenated, brought back to a state where we reach what is called a balanced state of health, where our cells, they're no longer being dysfunctional. You don't suffer from any dysfunctional cells at all, but you experience the vitality of your cellular health. Scientifically, it's proven that we are diseased or we are sick because our cells are weak. Some of them are even dead. Some of them do not even function at all. And that creates a lot of imbalances in our body system. Our immune systems are weak. We suffer from a lot of inflammation, cardiovascular health, the gut, and everything else begin to deteriorate. But what this product does, it revitalizes, bring your cell back to their balanced state. Then they are able and having the ability to be able to rejuvenate them, and they have the capability of providing you good health. You want to lose weight? This is the ASEA. You want to boost your immune system, your cardiovascular, your gut health. 70% of our immune capability that we develop are developed from our gut. That our gut is actually the centerpiece, 70%. Can you imagine that? It manages our food processes, our food digestions and waste product through our small and large intestine, and the breakdown of these food particles for them to go into the bloodstream. Isn't that incredible? This product, which is one of my doctor friends call it a miracle, said, when breakthrough happen, so do miracles. Do you know anyone right now who is not well, who is unfit, who is suffering from diabetes, heart condition, cancer, any medical condition? This product provides ability for the body to withhold and withstand all of that by optimizing your immune capabilities. Isn't that incredible? So we have two main products that can really tackle the issue of our health and well-being. So how does it relate to all of our program of entrepreneur overall? Well, remember what I said earlier. This program is designed to be an educational platform. Over 40 workshops we develop every single year for you to be able to run your own business in health and wellness. That's our primary area. And we already have the product. We already have the services. We already have the platform for you. So you can actually start a business today without even you doing a lot of thinking, without you doing a lot of huge amount of investment in the process. Isn't that incredible? And to see, I personally have been running my own businesses over the last 40 years, and latterly within the health and wellness environment. In the health and wellness environment, you have over 8 billion people, so the market is already there. You just need to have the right product and the right community and the right education. Then you're on your way to the land that produces milk and honey. Yes, the land of entrepreneurship that empowers you to do the job that you love. I'm not sure about you. I'm now in my 60s. right? And I've been running my businesses since I was about 20 years old. And I will never go back. I'm encouraging everybody. Yes, you run your own businesses, but you now receive a guide, help. I never received any guide or help. I wish I did when I started my business about 40 years ago. But now I would have been multi-millionaire. I don't mean it in financial terms, but in terms of how many people I would have impacted in the process. Yes, I've made millions, and I've lost millions, and I've made millions again, and I've lost some more, and I made a lot more. But what I can tell you is that I made more than I have lost in the process. So all the reservoir of knowledge and skill is what we are sharing with every single person on this particular platform to set up your own business. What does it actually take to do that? Well, let's share that one with you in terms of you can start your own business today, right now, today, for as little as £650. What does that give you, the 650? Well, this is what it gives you. 650 puts you in an executive position. And you can market your own product and service if you don't have any. In fact, you don't even need to have a physical, a tangible product. Why? Because our courses themselves are marketable courses. Remember, you receive over 40 courses of education throughout the whole year. For $649, or we can say that's a bit too much. Start with $249. Or to give you a rough entry point, start with $49.99. With $49.99, what would you get? We can help you to market your own product and services. If you don't have any, we design one for you. And marketing is another thing from having the product. Yes, we created for you, or we create for you a complete circumference of business management. For an entrepreneur, what do you need? You need a site which we develop for you as an entrepreneur. You need your website, which we develop for you as an entrepreneur. You need email marketing, we develop that for you. You need anything you need, all the whole ecosystem for your business to function. We've made that available for you. You are alive with $49.99. Isn't that amazing? You can always upgrade from one to the next. And when can you start? Today. What do you get? Education. Recommendation in terms of products and services that you can do. You have access to all our doctors and all our products and services. And more importantly, you also have access to huge financial reward. Remember when we started, we were talking about freedom. Freedom, yes, you now have the freedom to do what you love in any location, wherever you are. Our BIP assessment is about £480. Yes. But when you are our associate, that price goes down to 120. If you are a senior, you even get one for free, and the rest for 120, as again 480. If you're an executive, that's already a business in its own right for you in terms of what is actually happening. Plus, when you introduce any of the other entrepreneurs who come to take on our educational program, we pay you as well, up to 20% of whatever their subscription rate is. Can you see? That in itself is a business. So you do not even need to have any sort of product that stock in your house, any sort of product that are in your bedroom. You don't need to pervade the street of London, Hackney, or Calcutta, or New York, or the street of Lagos, for those of you who know Lagos, or Harare. No, none of that. Everything is done remotely and from the comfort of anywhere you are in the world. This is what our entrepreneurship program offers. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to walk alone. You have a lot of partners, associates who are working with you. And this is the thing. Which country would you really fascinate to go to right now? Which country? The Bahamas, the Bermuda, Port Harcourt in Nigeria, or Accra in Ghana, or New York, United States, or Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Every country, any country you want to go to, you already have other entrepreneurs who are enjoying endless of festivity. Our Christmas is every day, 365 days in a week, in a year. We don't have it once a year. That's what it is. Merry and enjoying and working with people that you love to work with, doing the job that you love, that give you the freedom from poverty, from ignorance, from debts. People are suffering. Help somebody, and that's all our entrepreneur program is designed to do, helping them in terms of their health, helping them in terms of their wealth. So you're not alone. So your product could just be inviting others, they sign up, we pay you up to 20% of any subscription they pay for what? For their education. Any subscription they pay for them to have access to reward, financial reward of any issues of their choice. And plus many, many more benefits that you receive on our platform. And I can say to you right now that this is the only platform on the planet at the moment that promotes and produces entrepreneurs in this fashion. Entrepreneurship are being taught at various universities around the world, but they provide you with practical nothing. I had a graduate recently in my offices in London. He came to look for a job. And guess what? He's a graduate or qualified 2 years back. I met him, this guy, in 2023. And he's been a graduate from a master's degree holder from City University, one of the famous universities in England and Wales, looking for a job after graduating as an entrepreneur. I said to this guy, I said, why would you go to a university, you study entrepreneurship, and you're looking for a job? You should be setting up your own business. He said to me, Dr. Sunny, how? I said, well, this is what our platform does. Show me. Then he signed up straight away. He's now one of our entrepreneurs. I said, do not apply for any job. Don't go and work for those people that you're even more qualified than they are. And they give you a lot of bullying. They're giving you a lot of, 64% of workers in the UK are bullied by their bosses. This time around, you stand on your own. We teach you how to run the business without the hassle, without the rat race. I can afford to live in any country of my choice right now and still do business. Why? Because technology brings about proximity. That's what our entrepreneurship program, that's what it provides. So we're going to open the floor for 1 or 2 questions, then we will move straight to our inspirational coach, who is going to be sharing with us in terms of what it does and how you can be inspired to be motivated to run your own business in the process. Now back to you, Ash, for questions and answers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunny. Any questions, any comments from anybody? I will also leave the inquiry form link so that if you have question after the session as well, so people can actually message us. Okay, since I guess nobody has any questions, I now welcome Christian. Christian, over to you now. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Do I have the ability to share?
Yes, you will have
Yes.
to.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sonny, for that amazing presentation. I was making quite a few notes here. I was writing down, and I must say I do agree with you in terms of how business, works, the flexibility, security. And I think one thing you didn't cover, the tax deductible aspect of it happens to be my personal favorite when it comes to running a business. So if I can just give a little background on myself, I actually used to work a job. I like to say just over broke or just obey your boss. That used to be me. And then I realized that I was actually a brick in someone else's industry. But then, I'm a mother and I'm a wife. And one thing I was passionate about was making sure history does not repeat itself. So then I started, starting my own company. However, in financial services, I love the medical field, but I'm very squeamish. So I just think I never had the knack to really work in a medical setting because, everything just makes me want to faint. But, I honestly take my hat off to doctors for what they do. So yes, I went into the business aspect rather than working a job because I didn't want to see my kids live the same rat race over and over again. A job is good in terms of so in terms of how can I say when you're looking for that comfy blanket. But you've got to understand that many people are striking because your boss actually controls your time. And there's not a lot of flexibility and security as well. Because, you put one foot wrong and then they fire you. So what made me actually go into business is I had a life-changing moment where something had happened and I realized that I couldn't take life for granted. Unfortunately, it was a diagnosis. And I realized that I couldn't take life for granted. Just give me a second. I'm using my work office and it rings all the time on my device. So something happened. I realized that, oh my goodness, I can't take, life for granted. If I was to pass away working for someone, they're going to give my family a good handshake, maybe a gold watch, and say she was a hard worker. But then if I then realized at that point, my kids were my responsibility to secure their future. So what did I do? I didn't take the diagnosis as a full stop to my life. I took it as a wake-up call. I decided to do something different with my time and I went straight into business, understanding the implication of having a legacy in place, meaning if I'm not around, my family will be okay. I'm grateful to say, yes, I have beaten the odds and I'm okay now. But maybe I needed that wake-up call. And honestly, shouldn't be a kind of wake-up call people should have to go through to understand that you were born for more. And I'm sure a lot of you on this platform at some point have felt that I'm born for more, I could do more. And that was me as well. I had that fire in my belly, knowing that I could do more, which is why I went there. Like I said, tax deductible aspect happens to be my personal favorite. And then knowing that I have a legacy in place. Now, my kids don't have to, get up early, go to work. Hey, but I must say there is discipline that is required when you start being your own boss. Because the flexibility to do what you want means you can end up doing nothing. But then, entrepreneurship is about the mindset, understanding that the same way you would give it your all to work for somebody, else, do the exact same thing for yourself. And if you are someone who's more motivated in helping, find someone within your family who you know entrepreneurship will change their life and work for them. So you've got to have your reason why you've gone into business for yourself. So, and also the freedom it gives. But today I'm actually going to be talking about financial freedom. Okay, so different kind of freedom, financial freedom, because we spoke, Dr. Sonny mentioned money. Money, honestly, unfortunately, makes the world go round. And people don't have a money problem, they have an income problem. Because if I give each and every one of you on here 20 pounds note, I know no one's going to burn it, right? I'm in the UK, by the way, which is why I use the pound. No one's going to burn the 20 pounds if they were to receive it. But here's the thing, people just don't have enough when it comes to money. So before I start, I would love to just share a quick video that has inspired me and touched me to go more into the financial sector. And it's just to do with the lack of planning. Okay, so do bear with me. Let me make sure I share my sound as I go through this video, and then I'll start my presentation. It's just a short video, by the way.
My name is Jeff Letts. I'm the CEO of Genistar. My number one goal in life right now is really to produce as many successful people as I can. And that's in every single area of their lives. My story and what really makes me tick, I was originally born and raised in Chicago. My father, when I was a very young child, my father committed suicide because of financial problems mainly, and left my mother penniless. No insurance, no wills, no financial planning whatsoever. She had a nervous breakdown. She became an alcoholic. She died 2 years later. I lived down the streets of Chicago until I was 15. And I was very, very fortunate that I had someone take me in when I was 15, straighten up my life. And my foster father and the pastor of the church that we got involved in, these two men really began to mentor me. And I began to realize that I didn't have to allow my history to become my destiny. Everybody that joins us and does well with us, they love to help people. That's their main focus is not about the commission, but it's about the mission of helping others. I'm glad that many years ago that I made the decision to try. I never would have known had I not have at least taken action and taken that first step. And boy, am I ever glad.
All right, guys, I'm going to go straight on to my presentation. Now, thank you for taking listening to that video. So my name is Christiane Doe. Let me formally introduce myself. My name is Christiane Doe. I happen to be a financial coach. What makes me passionate is actually the story of this gentleman you guys listen to, Jeff Letts. His book is actually on Amazon. It's Against All Odds. It talks about a child who, went from rags to riches. And again, this is through business, I must say. Okay, just to emphasize, it was actually for business. So like Jeff mentioned, he was at the age of 5, his father, he's actually from a Jewish background. His father was working, mom was a stay-at-home mom, very common in those days. I know now everything's changed. Okay, power to women now. We work as well, and we're bringing in the bacon. His father was the only breadwinner, and unfortunately, he was made redundant from work, and they had a lot of things on credit. So the father attached his self-worth to his net worth, and unfortunately committed suicide. And then, they were told, the family, obviously the police goes to the home to inform the family of the death of the husband. The mother didn't work. So she really struggled to keep everything together. So Jeff was 5 at that time. 2 years later, like you mentioned, his mother also passed away. Now, when she passed away, what then happened was the children were awarded property of the states. And this again is because of lack of planning. What you don't want to see happen is children, human beings, awarded property, because they're not properties, right? But they're awarded property of the state, meaning that the US government will decide what would happen to the children. So then at that stage, they were broken up. Jeff had 2 siblings. The older brother was put in a troubled teens home, and his sister was fostered, but he was put in an orphanage. Free, of course, unfortunately, he suffered a lot of abuse in that orphanage. And, like he said, he was rescued at the age of 15 by a church. And, they encouraged the gentleman who brought him in to foster him. And Jeff was able to, from the age of 15 to 19, he went back to school. At the age of 24, he came across a company that does financial literacy. So the company's been around in America for close to 50 years now. They're in Canada as well, in the UK, and now in South Africa. So he came across the company that does financial literacy because there wasn't anybody else doing so. He always wondered, what if his parents were exposed to the financial literacy? Could things have been different? So as a mother, it made me passionate about making sure I educate other families across the world on how to think about financial planning, not just for yourself, but also for your loved ones. So I'm going to make sure I'm keeping an eye on the time, all right? So I don't chat too much. So who are we first and foremost? We are a professional company. We've been established in the UK since 2007. We are one of the fastest growing financial services. We are FCA regulated. The FCA is the regulatory bodies for financial services company. So we are FCA regulated. The FCA's role is to make sure that there is industry stability and also to protect the consumer. So what is it that we do? We actually have a financial services company that focuses on educating clients and empowering them to make smarter financial decisions. Because of course, we've seen what can happen when people are going through financial constraint. And as a company, we are about prevention. We want to prevent all these things from happening, which is why I was really happy when I was offered the opportunity to come in here and speak. And then I just realized that our ethos is quite similar in the sense of the aim, which is to change people's lives. So what is it that we do with our clients? We actually teach people how to become debt-free and financially independent. And again, it goes back to what Dr. Sunny said as well about debt, about freedom. So we teach people to become debt-free and financially independent. We accomplish this through 2 appointments. The first appointment, we are a bit like a GP surgery, so happy that I'm amongst wonderful doctors. We work a bit like a GP surgery. When we teach, we give, how the GPs would normally, do an initial consultation and send you to the expert. We do something very similar as well. So we sit down, we educate our clients in the first appointment, and then we put what is called a financial plan. The financial plan is literally like a sat nav to help the clients get to their financial destination. So the education is to equip individuals to change their financial lives. So I know a lot of people will say, well, there's financial advisors. Here's the issue. Financial advisors have moved up market. Now, one of the things we found is that the middle income family, there was no one to educate them and help them, because the lower income obviously can go to the welfare benefits, Christian step change, Christian Against Poverty are there to help the low income, but then the middle income, anytime they complain about finances, they were just told, get another job, which is why having a business opportunity is actually quite good, even when you're still working your full-time job. I must say, for those who are still a bit reluctant, thinking, how do I get into a job? What happens to about losing my job? Sometimes just learn to do 2 things at once, okay, until what you're doing in your business surpasses your full time. And then that's one way. So don't ever be afraid to start a business when you're working. Remember, you could still keep your job for the security and set up your business for profitability, because of course your business is what looks after you when you get to retirement, because this thing we call our body unfortunately does go through what we call wear and tear as well. All right, so please don't solely rely on a job, because when you retire, what's going to look after you? And I'm going to tell you a little bit more also about pension, or the lack of pension as well. So that is basically how it works. We do work in 2 sessions. We educate clients, teach them how money works, because unfortunately financial advisors have moved up market. So through the education, we empower you to make smarter financial decisions. So let me use an example, an analogy that I find that most people do. Kids are actually taught how to cross the road at a very young age. Wait until the green man appears and then cross. Now, kids know with the lollipop lady, when she goes on the road, they can just follow. What happens when the child's by himself? No lollipop lady. They don't know what to do, which is why we teach, because once you are taught something, it's a skill you use moving forward. So kids understand, if I'm by myself, even adults, we do it. We wait for the green man, especially the prudent ones, okay? We wait for the green man to appear and then we cross. That's the difference between having a financial coach teach you financial concepts and a financial advisor tell you, jump, and all you say is how high, because then you don't know the reasons behind it. So we actually provide an overall solution. We offer families a financial plan, which, like I said before, is in effect a sat-nav to help you get to your financial destination. We are on Trustpilot, and we have over 958 good reviews. I think in terms of financial services, we do have one of the highest reviews, I must say. So one of the things we look at when we do a financial plan, we look at protection, we look at also mortgages, those who have a mortgage, those who want to get off a mortgage, those who feel like they've been paying their mortgage forever. We cater for every kind of mortgage, not just the typical mortgage. We also do Sharia mortgage for that complies with the Sharia laws as well. And then also we do help individuals who want to dabble a bit in property development in terms of educating them on how to do so. We do cover wills and trust, the importance of it. We to look at pension and investment, where you are right now and where would you like to retire. So there's so many things that we do, and we also do debt management as well. But then I'm not going to cover all of those topics. I'm literally just going to talk about 4, which I feel are things that families are struggling with right now. So our aim is to help you create a comprehensive financial plan that's basically going to help you reach your goals and dreams. So we do look at where you are and where would you like to be, and practical steps on how to get there. Because I'm sure if I said to every single person on here, there's 100,000 for you in Newcastle somewhere, go and find it, many won't leave, because then I need to give you more information than just 100,000 there. You would need a roadmap, in essence, enable for you to find it, okay? So that is what we do. We look at where you are and where would you like to be. Then we'll put that plan together, and then we'll put you on your journey to financial freedom. Now, we don't abandon you, okay? So don't get worried and say, oh my goodness, so what happens after? We actually monitor and we review your financial plan as we go along. So we do keep in contact with our clients every 6 months, sometimes a year, depending on the goals, just to make sure that they are working on that journey to financial freedom. So like I said, today I'm only going to look at a few issues that families are facing today, and I'll show you guys just the taster, okay, of what we do. I'll talk to you guys about a few problems. So I'm going to look at debts. I'm going to also look at protection. I'm going to look at pension, and then wills and trusts. So many of you will say, how do all of this area actually prevent me from achieving goals and dreams? Well, debt, I think, is an obvious one. But then how does protection stop me from achieving financial, achieve my goals and dreams, okay? And also pension, and then wills and trust. So let me explore that with you. And guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat, and I will try and look at it. So obviously, debt, massive danger sign. Many families in the UK are struggling with that. You won't believe it. People in the UK owe over 1.8 billion at the end of January 2024. That's how much people in the UK actually owe. There is actually known and said that the average debt per household, including a mortgage, is about £65,000. So a credit card, if you were just making the minimum interest rate, could take about 25 years to repay. That's if you're just paying the legal minimum requirement. So why does that then happen? So envision someone who has a £20,000 debt. Most companies will say, just pay the minimum. And everybody thinks that's brilliant. The minimum is £500. But what you do not understand, and what they don't tell you, is the interest rate that accumulates on that 20,000 may be about £700. So when you make the minimum of £500 towards that £20,000 debt, your debt is actually growing by £200, which is why a lot of people find themselves caught in this thing called a debt trap. So we actually teach people how that actually works and how they can actually become debt-free sooner. So there are different types of debts. For this purpose, I've used the illustration of a revolving debt and then a fixed debt. So how does it work? If you look at the example above, you will find that using a revolving debt means that you would have paid 12,500 in interest, and it would take you about 17 years and 2 months to pay it off, versus having a fixed debt, which you pay about £5,000 in interest, and it would only take you 3 years to pay off. Now, there's a third kind of debt, which is actually an interest only. Most time you find interest only debts on mortgages or interest on overdraft. Some people have what is called a right to buy in the UK. A right to buy means that after you get an equity loan, if you compare that equity loan in full, then it becomes interest only. So you are literally stuck with the UK government in your property for a long time. So of course, and you can't rent it out during that period. So we want to help also clients get out of, we teach as well mortgage acceleration, all kinds of mortgages, okay? So, and obviously we really want people, because when you have an interest only, it's one of the most difficult debt to pay, because the amount you owe never changes. Why? Because you're only paying the interest on what you owe. You're never paying the capital. So of course, we help clients have a look at that also. So now I'm going to move swiftly on to protection. How does protection prevent me from achieving my financial goals and dreams? It's first of all understanding the concept of financial protection. So if I was to say to people, what is financial protection? What would you say? I know it's written there, insurance, gives you peace of mind. Yes. And then insurance is having like an umbrella, which provides cover for your loved ones. Okay. And also helps you through financial difficulties. So now when I talk of financial protection, it is I'm going to use a different example. So if you were to leave the plug in your bathtub in, and then your house, for example, you run in the bath and you thought you stopped the water, but the plug is in, and then you've left. Let me use my example. My kids, all the time, my son saw on YouTube a guy who flooded the home and was scuba diving inside. And my son thought it was going to be a great thing to do. So what did he do? He opened the taps and let the water run. Lucky for me, I heard the taps as I was leaving the home. And also the brilliant thing is, being my own boss, I choose where I get to work from. Most time I work from home because I could drop my kids and still do things and still win world's best mom. Okay, because I just find a space that enables me to do different things. I cook whilst I do paperwork. All right. I clean my house and people come in and say, how can you be so wealthy and then still have a home that's so nicely kept? When do you find time to do it all? I say, yes, I'm being my own boss. I can take a break whenever I feel like it. Most time is to cook and clean my home at the same time, and I get back to my paperwork. So with that said, my son left the tap open. I heard the water and I came and I switched it off. Now, envision that tap had remained and I had left my home and I'd gone to work for someone and my home flooded in the meantime. So now, who will be liable for the damages? Myself, of course, right, guys? Imagine that tough flooding. Imagine all the things that would get damaged in the process. My electronics, the floor, depending, what part of the house the bathroom is, but a lot of things will get damaged. Okay, now structural damage, we don't even want to go there. Now, if you had financial protection in place, what would have happened? Guess what? The company would have paid for the damages. So when I say financial protection, literally what I want you to understand is transferring the cost or the risk away from yourself to a company that can afford it. Why do I say that? To insurers, you are one out of many clients that they have, but to you or to your family, it feels like the damage is 99%. Okay, if a person was to pass away right now, the family feel like they've lost everything. Insurance for them, meow, we've just lost one client. They can afford to pay because 99 are still paying the fees. Now, that's what we call financial protection. Now, 90% of the UK, people in the UK don't have or cannot understand insurance policy. Now, that's why we say financial literacy is so important. It is actually said at the University of Nottingham, okay, a law firm actually showed that you need at least an A-level education to fully understand what the insurance jargon. Let me say it like that, okay? Another study actually found that 13 people of adults in the UK can't fully understand what insurance is. So as a company, we teach you what is it that you have covered for. What we want to see is to bring an end to mis-sold products, or these big financial institutes who mis-sell products. And then the clients only find out when they really want something, they then find that they're not covered for it. We really want to eradicate that here. Well, not just in the UK, like I said, we are in other places as well. So that we are a company set for the people, by the people, financial literacy, understanding what it is you're covered for, understanding how to get out of debt, understanding what mortgage is. Because in fact, the term mortgage is actually a French word, which means a death pledge. So they don't ever intend people to even get off that mortgage because it's one of the longest debts. If you were to even have 3%, there's a concept we teach for our kids and for the kids, yes, and adults, how long it takes for money to, how the banks actually make money off of you through debt. All right. If you were to just have 3% interest rate and then you borrow 20,000, you've actually in 24 years, you would have owed double what you've actually borrowed. So, but it's not a concept we'll go into today because I don't want to confuse you guys today. But now back to protection. Often families don't understand financial protection, which I was sharing, which is to transfer the risk away from yourself to a company that can afford to pay for it. So as a result of it, people have inadequate protection, mismatched coverage for their needs, or uncertainty about the type of cover that is right for them. Worst of all is when there is no protection policies in place. Now, it's essential, please, that you understand what insurance policy is, what protection is. And again, we have many representatives that can help you to understand what you're covered for. So people don't know what sort of protection is right for them or how to work out how much they need. So again, there are many, many statistics here. Let me not go through all of those statistics with you. Like I said, if you do have a protection policy and you want to understand what it is you're covered for, how it performs, what can you expect or what not to expect, please let us know. Because out there are many types of product, and there's something that I've actually seen, which is called accidental death. A lot of people say, oh yes, I'm covered. I've got something called accidental. What I make them understand is that accidental would only pay in the event of an accident. So I do have a few clients who happen to be doctors, and when I sit down and I always ask them, so I'll use an example and I say, so doctor, if a client came into the hospital and they were hit by a car, now what would you say on the paperwork? Yeah, they came into the hospital hit by a car, but they don't die. They die of an infection or sepsis. What would you put on the death certificate? And the doctor turned around and said, well, he died by sepsis, of course, or an infection, of course, Christian. Why do you ask? And I said, because that particular client would not have received a payout. He says, what do you mean? I said, yes, because they are covered for something called accidental death benefits. So if the death is not caused directly by an accident, they're not going to pay. Now, most clients will feel that they were scammed. No, you just didn't take time to read the paperwork. Now, the insurance company understands that you as an adult is your responsibility to understand what you have purchased. And again, that's really where we come in, is to just stop those things from happening. So now, guys, I'm going to ask you a question. And again, feel free to put your answers in the chat. What would you say is your family's biggest asset? So if I said to you right now, what is your family's biggest asset? What would you say? I know a lot of people. Yeah, let me give you guys a little clue there, because it is a trick question. Okay, if you had a goose that lays golden eggs, what would you protect? The goose or the egg? Okay, many people, yeah, will say the goose, but that's not the case. Many actually protect the eggs. So the goose is actually the income earner, and the eggs are possession. So many people feel that their biggest asset is, and they will say, oh, my house, my car. No, 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 no. You are your family's biggest asset. Your health is your biggest asset. Because guess what? If this goose developed the swine flu, that goose will not produce those golden eggs that you rely on to exchange for money. Now, if you are sick, you can't go to your job that you hold so dearly. So your health is and should be your biggest asset. So it's so important that you take care of yourself and take care of each other. Now, do you know who gets this question right all the time? Kids. When you say to a child, what is your biggest asset? They say my parents, my mom or my dad. Why? Because kids have understood that you are the income earner. Now, without you there, they can't get pocket money. They can't get, mommy, I want this trainer. So you have got to look after your health, because guess what? If you cannot work due to an injury, an accident, you won't be able to bring in that bacon. Your company may offer you sick pay, but only to a certain point. And once that sick pay continues, envision a case of a client who's had cancer. Treatment sometimes takes longer than 3 months or longer than the sick pay period. What happens then? No more money coming in. So you've got to protect your income in the event of a sickness, an accident, an injury. Now, also when you are in a business, a lot more, because when you are in a business, guess what? Being your own boss means you don't have the privilege of having a company pay you if you can't work. So as a boss, as a business owner, you should also be able to protect yourself. In fact, you should protect yourself. Have you been self-employed, a company director, you need to make sure you cover yourself in the event you're not able to also do your job, okay, so that the income doesn't stop. Now, we have one of the insurers who work quite near with us, and as insurers, our core value is to actually make people healthier and enhance and protect their lives. So we have award-winning cover, and I think we've been recognized as one of the only insurers actually who encourage people to live a healthier lifestyle. Okay, so that is something that is really dear our heart, and we call that share value. I'm sure you would agree. If you are healthier, you're not going to claim, right? Yes. So what we do is you as a healthy person, as someone who engages in a lot of things, you actually are able to get cheaper premiums. Okay, just so to encourage you to continue to live a healthier lifestyle. So engaged members are more likely to live longer, and then of course the mortality risk would then reduce, and that's actually proven. So we have I would say, in terms of insurance, we have the world's largest program in terms of well-being and helping families to stay fit and healthy. So now I spoke about shared value, so I'll just elaborate a bit more. Our clients can actually save hundreds a year on top brands that helps them to live a healthier lifestyle. So for our clients who are happy to engage in our well-being program, they get what is called digital workouts. Because since the COVID, we've been more mindful that not a lot of people want to go to gyms. So we do cater, because there are still individuals out there who, since the lockdown, are not that comfortable going back into society. Okay, so we do have a digital workout program for those who prefer to work out at home, and then also, and that is actually free, we actually pay for that as a company. So we've got so much benefit. I'm literally using double screen, and we as the company actually cover 12 months of their membership on us for them to stay fit and healthy. Now, we want clients to get fitter, healthier, happier, stronger. So for those who want to go to the gym, we do 50% gym membership. So the gyms we cover are Virgin Active. I'm just going to go through the list here. Like I said, I have them all here. So we do cover Virgin Active. And then we also do it's Nutfield. Yeah, Virgin Active, Nutfield Health, and also Pure Gym. So those are the ones we've partnered with in terms of, and then any of our clients can actually get 50% of those particular gyms. So we actually do something as well for those who cycle. We give them 20% of specialized bikes in terms of the cost of it. So we actually can help those who like to cycle to work. We give them a percentage also. Now, our clients get 10%, £10 off Mindful Chef. Again, it's about encouraging healthy living. So Mindful Chef gives up to £10 off the clients, and we can give clients up to 40% off smart devices, apart from the Apple Watch, which our clients who do want an Apple Watch, because we work in partnership with with Apple, our clients can actually get an Apple Watch for just £38 upfront. But the other smart devices, they get up to 40%. But for Apple Watches, it's just £38 that the client needs to pay, and then they can get the Apple Watch of their choice. But we're not yet on the latest. I think what we have right now, I think is the 10th or 9th Apple Watch. That's what we're doing at the moment. So clients are also eligible to get up to 100% off Blue Crest Health Check. So we do that as well. If they want to go in person, if they want to do it at home as well, we do that for our clients. That's free of charge. And we do also prioritize mental well-being, and we also do Headspace for clients, which we also actually pay. Now we have and we also work with a company that's called Champney for those who like a spa resort, and our clients get up to 75% of Champney, where they can go to a nice relaxing spa and take a little break. So we are a company who gives a lot back to our clients. Now, for families, we do have cinema tickets that we do give to clients for them and their children. And again, for those who honestly still are not ready to go back out there, we can give them the option to have Rakuten. Rakuten actually came in when people couldn't go to the cinemas. So we do Rakuten. Like I said, we have so much more things. We also do Park Run. Now, if I say Park Run, you probably would now kind of know who I'm talking about. I think we're the only ones who do Park Run. We do it for individuals who do not have partner gyms near them. We do Park Run. Clients get together and then they run, build a community, make friends. So remember, we're big on also well-being, mental health. And then we also have a time when we do mental health sessions for our clients. So that's what I love about what we do. So we help clients sort out their finances, and we also want to make sure that they're looking after their health as well for different things. So through even the health checks we do, we were able to detect a few illnesses in clients that we were able to actually get them at an early stage and actually went through the treatment. So we do have a really good, we do have private medical as well. So obviously we'll send the client straight there. So for any clients who has developed cancer and may not even have anything to cover their income, our health private medical board will actually give them 1,500 whilst they're going through treatment. So again, that's not something a lot of companies do. So we cover up to 174 conditions, and we've got something which is called a later life benefit. So most companies, when the cover stops, they say goodbye, thank you for being a client, but we have a thing where you can convert some of your cover to a later life benefit, because we understand that there are sicknesses which a person will develop later on in life. So we still make your policy work for you. We don't believe in a policy standing still. I'm going to touch a little bit on retirement, and I will cover wills and trusts, and that will literally be the end of my presentation. So now when it comes to retirement, we spoke about the beautiful thing about having a business is the fact that you don't have to rely on someone when it comes to retirement. You can actually pay yourself a good private pension. And then of course, it does have tax deductible elements to that also. So I always ask my client, where would I like to be at retirement? 90% of people are not living the life they thought they would at retirement, because we did a survey out of 100 who reached 100 workers. Let me be more precise. 100 workers who reached retirement, only 1% were wealthy, 4% were financially stable, 5% are still working. Unfortunately, 36% of people have died before retirement, but we have a whopping 54% of people who depend on family and friends just to buy the essentials. So now, why did I ask where would you want to be at retirement? I don't want any of you guys on here to be sleepwalking into your retirement. The basic state pension as of 2020 and 2023 is actually £203 per week. That's £10,600 per year. However, according to Which magazine, the average person requires about 13,000 just to be, and that's 20,000 for a couple, just to be able to buy the essentials such as food, fuel, and housing cost. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard pensioners who have complained that after working their whole lives, they're not even able to heat up their home. So what has happened is inflation has just skyrocketed, meaning the cost of everything has increased. When I was younger, I could buy sweets for a penny, but not anymore. 30 years ago, people could buy a property for 90,000, 30,000. That's not the case today. And that's because of inflation. So the money loses value in real term because inflation means that the cost of everything is increasing. At some point, you guys would agree, just buying oil became almost impossible, tissues, all of that inflation. So now, and also the cost of heating up your home has increased, meaning that pensioners are suffering right now. So we always say to people, please, it's important you think about your pension. Don't wait until you get there to realize you can't retire wealthy. So I've seen a lot of people who have gone from a job to actually setting up businesses once they looked at their pension and realized they weren't going to get something substantial, because again, you don't even control that. Your boss still controls in terms of where you are going to retire. And remember, our lives, we live to enjoy, not just exist. So please do think about where you're going to be at retirement. Where would you like, and what position would you like to be, and do something about it. So we do actually help clients bridge the gap with our complementary plan. We actually show them where they can be. So now, this is the last topic I'm going to cover for today: wills, trust, and lasting power of attorney. 30 million people in the UK are at risk of dying with no wills. You won't believe it. In 2022, 2023, the UK government gained 6.4 billion from inheritance tax. So here's what happens. If you don't have your assets in a trust, and again, I'm sure for those of you who watch the news like me, you would have seen the British farmers strike. In fact, they caused me to be really late. The other day, I took my car for a drive because I have a very temperamental vehicle. I got to drive my vehicle on the motorway, but then I live in London. Everywhere's 20 miles. So my car signaled and said, you've got to drive me at 40. So I had to go off the motorway and I drove in the Kent direction. Now I was stuck in traffic for a long time because the farmers had their tractors on the field, on the road, saying rest in peace, British farmers, because now inheritance tax has been imposed on them as well. Okay. But they don't want inheritance tax. So here's how inheritance tax works. And okay, a lot of celebrities also pay inheritance tax. Yeah, people somewhat think they're going to live forever but one thing we've got to understand is death does not discriminate. So now with inheritance tax, and I'm using this as an example, if you leave your family £1 million home, you put it in the will. First of all, you were taxed, okay, for your family to get that property. Then, now when you are gone, they expect your family to pay 40% inheritance on what you've left them. Now, what happens if they don't have that money? So what some people do is they either just put in a trust or they have a life policy that will then cover the inheritance tax aspect of things. Okay. So now, if you don't have the 40% to go and pick up your inheritance, you either forfeit it, all right, or the UK government, if you don't pay, hey, the estate is passed to the Crown. And then the Crown will then use that money and loan it to small businesses under the Prince's Trust. Okay, it's funded by people who did not or who have died without a will. So if you die without a will in the UK, it's known as dying intestate. So they get to decide. I have a case which I'm currently working on right now. A woman who was a nurse lost her daughter during the COVID. The daughter's mortgage was 4 years old. She was a single mom. Now she's having to, the father, estranged father, has now come back and now wants 50% of what the daughter owes. That is because the daughter died intestate. Now, under the intestacy rules, he can apply for half of it. But the mother was really the one who supported her daughter. So we always say that having a will and trust, puts a good family harmony there. Now, back to what I was saying. You've left £1 million home for your loved one, and then you expect that it would automatically go to them, but then they're told to pay 40% inheritance tax. That's 400,000. A lot of people don't even have 10,000 in their bank account, let alone 400,000 to go and collect the property. So what a lot have to do is get a bridging loan. to go and then pay off that 400,000 inheritance tax. Once you paid off that loan, you've got to give back the money. So what you will find is people sell family homes where they actually wanted to keep for themselves, find themselves forced to sell those family homes just to be able to pay back the bridging loan, because it does come with really high interest rates. So that is another way we find that lack of wills and trust does affect people when it comes to financial freedom. And also imagine if you're getting this at a young stage, you're starting life owing money for an inheritance which you thought would have been yours, but all of that would have been resolved with just a simple signature on a paper saying, I want my properties to go in a trust. Now, the beautiful thing about having a trust is also the fact that your kids can't sell it off. All right, it remains in your family. And also the will is really just to state your wishes, how you want the money to be distributed if you're not around. Now, lasting power of attorney is super important, because if you can't do anything, who should be able to have that final decision? It's important that you think of that. There are individuals who have gone maybe through a process of divorce, but the paper hasn't been finalized, and then the worst happens. Now, will you really trust that soon to be ex-husband or wife to determine whether they should keep the life machine on? It's important to start thinking about these things. Who is my lasting power of attorney? Can I really trust that person to execute my wishes? Now, you've got to know power of attorney is someone who can control your finances. There's not a limitation on them in how much they can take on a daily basis from your money. Yeah? Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Sunny.
The time is almost running, Christian.
Okay, well, I'm just finishing there. Yeah, do I have 5 minutes, guys? Yeah? Or do you want me to stop here?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, perfect. So that is lost the power of attorney. Now, this is just the last video, and this is actually where I stop. Okay? So thank you.
You might think making a will is not that important. It's something you'll get round to later. But if you heard what your non-will would sound like to your loved ones, you might change your mind. To my family and loved ones, I hereby leave to you several months, possibly years, of financial hardship and expense, whilst you go to unnecessary lengths to sort out my affairs. To my spouse or partner, I hereby leave you some, but probably not all, of what I own. To my children, I hereby leave you the remainder of my estate, including the family home, which you must sell to realize your inheritance. To social services, if my children are orphaned on my death, then I give you the power to choose who shall look after them, including sending them to unknown foster parents. To the taxman, I hereby leave you all the tax that I could have avoided paying and would have been able to leave to my family. To the local authority, I hereby authorize you to force the sale of my house and to liquidate any investments I have to pay for my care. I realize that this could make the local authority one of the major beneficiaries to my estate. To my disabled family members, I hereby leave you funds to replace any state-funded benefits you receive, so the state can give that money to others who are not related to me. To my children and grandchildren, if you get divorced, I hereby instruct you to ensure that half of what I left you is payable to your ex-partner, so they have ample money to look after their new spouse and any children they may have. To my bank and/or solicitor, I hereby authorize you to charge whatever you feel necessary to sort out the mess that I've left behind. To everyone else, I leave you nothing. The absence of a will can cause problems, heartbreak, financial hardship, and unnecessary expense for your family at the very worst possible time.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Chris, I think that is one of the most interesting presentation that we have had on this particular platform. This is exactly what the platform does. It provides a lot of education that you will not get from a university. Can you say this is what we're saying? And this is not the first time you're going to be seeing Chris. You're going to be seeing Christine every single time in the year 2025. Chris, yes, I'll be speaking with you within the next few days in terms of how we can expand your membership on our platform. As you could see, yeah, today, I mean, not many people have actually attended. I mean, it's about a third of people that normally come onto this platform, 18, 20, 30, 40, even sometimes 50. But it's a platform that is functional, that is being built up over an extended period of time for people to run their own businesses and be educated. If you feel that the education you received from Christine today was useful, I'd like you to put number 1 in the chat box. And for me, that's my 1. Can you see? Where is yours? Okay. All the ones are coming up. If you'd like to know more from what you've heard today from our presenter today, we'd like you to fill in that application form, School of Bio-Natural Medicine.co.uk/inquiry form. Or you can simply go to our website, www.schoolofbionatural.co.uk. This information is very serious, what Chris is actually presenting today. Do you have any of those, or are you lacking in any of those? Our platform is designed to help and support and educate. Did you see A-level? You need to understand. How many people do you think that actually had A-level in the UK? Not many. So be grateful that you're on a functional platform. Right. And I also pick up quite a lot as well. JOB, just over broke, or just obey your boss. That was amazing. My history should not be my destiny, or shouldn't determine it. Your mission should be greater than your commission. Yeah. Attach your self-worth to your own network. Attach. Yeah. I love the analogy of the green man and the lollipop lady, or lollipop man. That was really amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope today has been a fantastic one for you. And next Saturday is going to be 2025. What are you going to do in 2025? Stay tuned, and we'll see you next week, Saturday. But before then, we'll see you on Christmas Day, after your turkey, your goat, your sheep, whatever. After all the things you've eaten, if you're a vegetarian, after all the spinach and carrots and everything else. So stay tuned, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good day. Back to you now, Ash.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. So as we come to the end of today's session, I want to take a moment to thank each of you for your time, energy, and engagement. Your enthusiasm and participation have made truly this event special. A big thank you to our guest speaker who made this session possible. Your contributions are deeply appreciated, and your efforts continue to empower so many lives. Okay, and if anybody have any questions or would like to ask further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. The inquiry form is in the chat box. Together we can achieve incredible things. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the very best in your journey towards financial freedom and entrepreneurial success. Stay motivated, stay focused, and most importantly, stay true.